on THEMOSHOW Chicago. Yeah, how y'all doing tonight? I don't know what's happening with this light. Maybe that's better, okay? Maybe I just may do some of that like that, okay? Yeah, because I think the hat was like taken away from the actual lighting, okay? But anyway, you all, I hope that you all are having a fantastic night because I am. I most definitely am having a fantastic night. But I know some people in Chicago that is not as happy as I am. I mean, people are getting shot, dying all over the place. The city is basically going bananas as always, which is no surprise. But what is a surprise is when people start dying in Chinatown, meaning getting shot, getting robbed, targeted in Chinatown. Hey, I grew up in the city of Chicago, and I tell you, when I was coming up, those Chinese, wasn't nobody dying over there. You didn't even hear about any stories on the news about Chinatown. But over here on 2400 South Normal Street, two people were shot and killed. One was shot multiple times, pronounced dead at the scene. Another one was shot in the shoulder, and he was taken to the hospital, and he died from a shotgun wound or a gun wound to the shoulder. Like, did it travel through his body and, mess up one of his valves, his heart, or did it go through? I'm just saying, crazy. You got 17-year-old boys on the west side of Chicago getting shot while riding their bike. Just trying to ride their bike, get into their next destination, and you got people shooting them. 16-year-old boy was shot in the thigh or hip in his own home. Ain't nobody been captured for neither one of those crimes or offenses. Nobody has been caught yet for these murders. A 15-year-old boy was shot, and a 14-year-old boy was shot just sitting in the car, minding his own business. People just pulling out the ratchets and handling their madness. And the victims are people who didn't have anything to do with it. But according to the reports, those two deaths that took place in Chinatown on the 2400 block of South Normal, they say that they were targeted, and maybe it was for drug selling, according to WGN, okay? I'm just saying. So you got to be careful here in Chicago. There is nowhere S-A-F-E. Nowhere. It's a shame when you have to be a prisoner in your own home because you can't come outside because somebody want to cut off your electricity. Damn. Yes, your electricity because you are an electrical being, okay? I'm just saying. People getting shot all over the place. And if you're not getting shot, you're getting robbed. Even on the University of Chicago campus on the south side, here in Chicago, they say that these culprits are driving around in a black Maserati. You driving a Maserati? Who you robbing? I'm just saying, college students? They say that these could be the culprits for many strings of robberies on the south side in Hyde Park. Nowhere safe. People getting stabbed. People been selling bad drugs, or sold bad drugs, causing them to die from fentanyl. You better watch where you're getting your smoke from, where you're getting your dope from, where you're getting your, whatever your fix is, you better be careful. And sometimes if you can't get a receipt for it, like, at the dispensary, there's a great chance that you may be in the hospital. I'm just Chicago. Damn. It's a beautiful night though. It wasn't like yesterday. Yesterday was sort of choppy with the wind and whatnot. But tonight seems to be more of like a smooth atmosphere. But I tell you, the big windy is letting you know that winter is coming. So you better get prepared. They say it's going to be a cold one. And that is according to the Farmer's Atlas. I'm just saying. And most of the time, they be on point. And if you're not familiar with the Farmer's Atlas, maybe you should go visit it sometimes and educate yourself on how these people make the predictions on what they're predicting on for you and your town, your city, your state in regards to weather. Sometimes they give you a better report than a meteorologist just in advance. But I tell you, not only is it crazy here in Chicago, there seems to be a lot of craziness around America. And that is among black people. Because in my last video, I made a statement about how black people, people who look like me, are racist against one another. I got questions about that by people that I know personally and have had conversations with them in regarding that statement. If you don't know what a racist is, how can you say that I'm wrong about black people being racist towards themselves? When you understand that racism or being a racist is a people or a person, okay? And in this case, it's persons, plural, meaning people who look like me that have the ability to hold you back financially, socially, economically, politically. This we do all by ourselves. We do this all by ourselves. Think about it. Here in Chicago, where you have all of these people or victims of crimes that's getting shot, who do they look like? Huh? Who do they look like? The culprit and the victim. Remember I said that the victim sometimes knows the culprit or look like them. I'm just saying. That's 100. And black people, they say that white people, Caucasians, have been holding black people back. I agree with you to a certain extent. Yes, the system is systematic and has been known through history, not just Mo, but through history, on how the people who rule this country has held us back, even in slavery. Okay, that's true. You can't argue that. That is actual fact. However, black people have control over their own destiny, whether they know it or not. Combined, black people spend over $1 trillion in this economy. And yet, black people have not been sense enough to have something for themselves, even in their own neighborhoods, communities. A prime example of this would be when you go to the store in the hood, in neighborhoods, people who look like me, who owns the store in the community? I'm just saying. And I don't care if you're going to get a blunt, if you're going to get some pork and beans that's probably stale, okay, sitting in that corner store can, okay, or you whatever it is. And they sell you pork, but they say that they're Muslims, okay? They sell you liquor. They sell you all types of death, but they say that they are Muslims. The point is this: we don't own nothing. That's the point. And we're holding ourselves back economically. We're holding ourselves back socially. We can't even get along with each other. Look how we look at one another when we get on a train or when we get on a CTA bus. When we're walking downtown Look how we react to each other. Look at the treatment that we give each other. Is that not racism? Is that not holding us back from being united and uplifting like one? As I stated in a short, maybe a year ago in my video, that black people need to be like the Jews. Black people have to learn a lesson from the Jews, okay? For real. Why? Because they're united. They don't stand for no nonsense. And if something's wrong, somebody's going to make a change. They're going to make something happen for the tragedy, mishap, anti-black, meaning anti-Semitism in this case. But we don't even have an anti-black campaign. Like, we're not, we expect that Donald Trump and all of these politics to make a hate crime bill for us. We can do that ourselves. But we don't have respect or sense enough to understand that we are racist among ourselves. Crazy. Look what happened over there on the blue line, okay? Who did that on the blue line? Punched the man in his face, then robbed him. Who did that? On Clark and Lake. Who did that? We're talking about racism in America right now. We're going to even talk about how we volunteer, especially our women, putting themselves back on the slave auction block. Have you seen social media? Have you seen every time you turn it on, they doing this here, they just shaking it about, showing that everything, okay? As James Brown said, shake what your mama gave you. They are shaking it and then some. And not even caring. Every time, they doing all like that. You know what I'm saying? What is that? And they getting plenty clientele. They getting traffic on their channels for that. For being a slave. Damn. And you wonder why men don't respect you. And you making it bad for the black women that are good women. Because many of you all have been programmed to do just that. Put yourself back on the slave auction block. Showing people how big your breast is. How big your booty is, That's what they did with slavery. So that they can see what type of breeder that you would be. Yeah, I know. I don't know what I'm talking about, though. I know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's 100. Stop me when I'm lying. You can't. It's all over social media. That is my measuring stick judgment for the actions that you're presenting to the world, making yourself look like a hoe. I'm just saying. Back in the day, we say 304, okay? But it's a HOE today. It's a HOE today. And many of you all enjoy that foolishness. Is that all you got? Black women of today. I'm not saying black women of the past. If you are 45 or older, there's a great chance that you're not doing that. But it's these younger generation black women that's doing that. I don't care what the other section of the people are doing. We're talking about you. Because they don't look at them the same way they look at you. But you don't even understand that. They say you can't make a horse drink after you've led them to the water. How can you fix stupid? I'm just saying. Yeah. And yeah. And I call black women stupid. Yeah. I even call black men cowards. So what's your point? So don't get upset. Don't look at it like I'm being personal. But then again, I am. And if the shoe fits you, then you should wear it gladly and proudly, since you are exhibiting yourself voluntarily to be a slave on an auction block. Fool. I'm just saying. And you wonder why we don't get no respect. And for the black men, well, like I said, many of us have been programmed or conditioned to be cowards. Cowards. In fact about it, how many of us partake in the foolishness of the black woman in regards to exploiting her that looks like her? Y'all better stop playing with me. And your president, Donald Trump, you have to ask yourself, is he one of those exploiters, okay? You have to ask yourself, well, we already know that he got 34 felony counts against him. Okay, so he's a criminal. And this is why he made the joke that he made in regards to how black people should give them his vote, because many black people they've labeled as criminals because a lot of them have felonies and have committed crimes. So we should understand how he should feel. Did you all fall for the banana in the tailpipe? He had used some truth, but then, you know, how else would you take that on the flip side of the coin? Hey, most of the time it's three sides to a coin, but then there are times when it's only two sides, and in this case, it's two sides, okay? All of you black people, black men, because they say that Kamala Harris lost the election because of black men. How many of you all think that that is true? I mean, like, have you did your own research in regards to why she lost? I'm just saying. Anyway, right? All of those black men who voted for Donald Trump, let me ask you something. And all of those black women who voted for Donald Trump, has anybody heard from Candace Owens lately? Dig that, okay? Where is Candace Owens, okay? But anyway, getting back to it, right? All of you black people that voted for Donald Trump, has anybody seen a black member of his cabinet yet? Huh? Has anybody? Or is it just me? Has anybody seen a black member of Donald Trump's cabinet? Hey, he just had that lady, what's her name? Susie Wiles. She's the chief of staff. In fact about it, she's made history because she's the first woman to ever hold the position of chief of staff in this country by the president. I'm just saying. Does anybody know anything about Susie Wiles? If not, you know, you may want to investigate her. Donald Trump even made a new department in the office that, of course, has to be approved by Congress. And that office is the Department of Government Efficiency. Whew. No one has ever heard of that. Now, what does that mean? Seeing that Elon Musk and the Ramaswamy guy are the spearheads of that department if approved by Congress. It is his hopes that he can kick it off mid-2025, around July, August, something like that, okay? Needless to say, who else we got? Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He's been approved or nominated or is spearheading the Department of Health and Human Services, okay? I'm just saying, if you look at his cabinet, I want you to tell me, who do you see and what do they represent? All of them, according to my research, all of them, according to my research, are all conservative people. And most conservative people are right-winged people. Just according to my knowledge. I mean, if you got some different knowledge, then let me know, okay? But according to what I know, from what I've researched, most conservatives of this country are right-winged, okay? Not one black person. Not even a black man who got beat up, who was a Trump supporter working with Magna, for Magna, because he was a Trump supporter, got beat up by white Trump supporters. I wonder if he's going to get a job. I'm just saying, is Trump going to employ him, you all? I was watching this TV program called Brilliant Minds, and it brought me to the mind of Elon Musk. And in this program, Brilliant Minds, you have them putting this chip inside of this young man's brain, okay? Because he had suffered some tragedy, ended up in the hospital paralyzed, but they had to put a chip in his brain, hoping to get not only get information, but bring his memory back, which brought me back to Elon Musk. Now, which takes me back to the Department of Government Efficiency. Now, this department is supposed to look at cutbacks from government spending so they don't want to spend too much. And what else are they in charge of? To help reduce the national debt. That's what the purpose of the Government Efficiency Office is about, okay? But you know that when you're dealing with money with Donald Trump, you know, it's always, you know, it's a loophole to that whereas he's getting some of that check, okay? I'm for real, straight up. Donald Trump is a businessman, okay? And in his business, his hands are not clean, and he hasn't made, he's known to make illegal moves or have illegal practices. Yeah, so expect that department, if approved by Congress, somebody is skipping on that cheese in the background, for real. Okay? And they say that it's estimated that this new Department of Government Efficiency that is spearheaded by Elon Musk and Ramaswamy is going to cut around $2 trillion off of the deficit of America. Does anybody know what the deficit is? Does anybody know how much we owe to China? I'm just saying. Hey, we owe China a lot of money and we are in a lot of debt. I mean, like, is $2 trillion really going to make a real dent in the debt that America is facing? I look at it this way. If they wanted to get out of debt, they should not have sent all that money over to Ukraine. How many billions of dollars of taxpayers' money that they sent over there embarrassed you? As a citizen, just took your money and did what they wanted to do with it without even asking you. Do you think that is okay, America? No. So what else are they doing? They're stealing in the background as well. And Donald Trump is known to be a thief business-wise, okay? Hell, he even bankrupted a university. Do y'all remember Trump University? Trump University. You know, that company-based real estate school that Trump established? And it got so bad at that school that the New York Attorney General had to step in, and Donald Trump got sued from his own school or by his own school or because of his own school because of his illegal practices. And he had to do what? He had to pay a $25 million settlement before he was elected or right after he had got elected back in 2016. He paid $25 million to settle the lawsuits of Trump University for illegal practices back in 2016. He even said that in an infomercial that he handpicked these people to run the school, the instructors, but contradicted himself in another video down the line or statement that he made when he said that he didn't have anything to do with the hand-picked people that he say that he did. Now, I'm not using this against him, okay? I'm not using that against him. I'm just giving you some facts about Donald Trump. You can make your own decision about who he is and what he's going to do. Whatever it is, it's too late because he's been elected. So the show is moving right along. And you see things are moving right along. Hell, what has it dropped? The interest rate, 25%? Immediately, as soon as he was elected. But that meant a lot of other people got rich that's already rich as well. It is to help you a little bit now. Don't get it all confused. But there's a lot of people who got rich or richer when he got elected, and that's the truth. Where is Mike Pence at? Now, at one time, Mike Pence was Donald Trump's right-hand man. But when Donald Trump tried to have him to stand up against the recounting of the ballots for the election, when he said he got cheated, Mike Pence said, no, I ain't doing all of that. Remember Mike Pence received threats and stuff like that? They made a split. And it was also because of abortion rights and all of that stuff. There's a lot of other things that Mike Pence didn't agree with Trump. In fact, about it, I really thought that in the race, besides J.D. Vance, I really thought that it would be Mike Pence again, but him and Donald Trump had fell out at one point, you know. Needless to say, do you think he would have made a better candidate than Donald Trump? I mean, he's all for conservatism himself, okay? Okay, but could he be worse? I don't know. And a lot of people, despite Donald Trump being a businessman, a lot of people in the country are wondering if he's qualified to run the country. What do you think? Is this country ran upon business, or if it's, politics, of course, but isn't politics business? I don't know. You know, help me out here. Help me out here. I mean, like, we're going to have an exploring first year next year when he takes office. And like I said, I hope that you all are ready. I hope that you all are ready. Make you a plan. Make you a plan. And if your plan is to invest in yourself, invest in yourself. By all means. You know how they say bet on black? Yeah, I'm betting on myself. And for those of you who are discouragers for people who are working to do something for themselves versus being dependent upon someone, and they place their money in their own selves, investing, you should clap for them. You should clap for them versus saying that you're a fool. It's sad that many black people don't like to see black people win. And that's why we're not winning. I'm going to say that again. This is one of the reasons why that black people are not winning, because many black people who look like me don't want to see someone like them win in today's world. That's 100. That is the absolute truth. Stop me when I'm lying. Do you all know some people like that? While many people are focused on Donald Trump or have voted for Donald Trump, now is a great time for you to focus on yourself and what you're going to do in case this happens or that happens, because many people in this economy is one check or two checks away from being in the streets. How far are you away from being in the streets? Okay? So make you another plan besides selling drugs, okay? Make you another plan. Get another hustle. Because all of that is over with. Donald Trump, I wish him the best in regards to him hoping to make this country better, okay? Hoping to make this country better. But you all know his politics, okay? At this moment, you can only, as they say, as the cliche goes, hope and pray. And I'm going to tell you, speaking about prayer, many times people have prayed, but it seems like that their prayers never get answered, especially in the political world in which people have given their power to versus power to the people. You know why your prayers are not heard among them or among your God? And it seems like their God is always winning. You know why? Because they worship a different God. And their God is ruling. You got that? These people that's out here praying, Christian, Muslims, you know, Hebrews, whatever your religion is, there's a good chance that your prayers are not being heard, okay? It's because the people that are in power worship a different God. I'm just saying, you can take it or leave it on that one, okay? But that's a proven fact. And if it's not a proven fact, that means your God ain't on his or her job, okay? That's just keeping it a buck, okay? So what do you think? Because some people, like I said, they don't think that the man is qualified, but this country is ran off business, right? But at the present time, gas prices is going down. So take advantage of that right now, because the holidays are coming up right around the corner. You know, everything's going to skyrocket again. But it is my hopes that Donald Trump make some good decisions, okay, while he's in office. And those who are around him now, Elon Musk, well, if you look at him, you already get the message. You look at Donald Trump, you already get the message. In fact, about it, one big YouTuber said that he can't stand to see Donald Trump's face, okay? I'm just saying, man. Ain't no need for me to mention his name. He has over 1 million subscribers, okay? So he probably won't even see this video. But anyway, when you have a president, I mean, like, do you feel that way? Do you feel that way that you can't look at Donald Trump on TV or in a video? Because if you can't, we're sorry. Well, you know, you stuck with him, okay? You stuck with him. But one of his relatives, according to the reports, said that this is his last time running for president, okay? That's according to one of his relatives. I think that was his niece or something like that. But yeah, I know that he's a businessman, so I know that he's more qualified than Joe Biden. Like I said, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I'm not a Biden or Kamala supporter either. In fact, they showed you what they did to you. Yeah. Higher everything, higher everything, higher everything. Some got to give, okay? Like I said, America, if you look at the population of America, most of America is Caucasian. And they don't like all of them illegal immigrants. They don't like giving their money away, their hard tax earned money to immigrants who ain't work a day in their life in this country. And we feel that same way too. Every citizen of America should feel that way, okay? If you don't, you got a problem. Go over there to Venezuela or Mexico and see what they do for you, okay? If you don't like what I'm saying in regards to that. Go over there, get on the next bus to Texas, okay? Get on the next plane to Venezuela, okay? If you don't like what I said, okay? But I tell you, like I said, the damage is done now, so we have to get ready, you know, and you have to make you a plan. That's all I'm saying. And business-wise, like I said, I think he's better than Joe Biden, okay? And I like what Trump said now. He said, when you don't have no free speech, you have no free country. That's 100. Now, if that wasn't a word or a mouthful of words in a very short sentence or into a cliche, I don't know what to tell you. That man made sense with that, okay? Hey, like I said, your president, you're stuck with him. I'm stuck with him, even though I didn't vote for him. Neither did I vote for the other people either, okay? But I'm stuck with him, just like you're stuck with him. So let's hope for the best, okay? And if he doesn't get his government efficiency team approved by Congress, let's hope that we can save some of the trillion of dollars, meaning they say 1.3 trillion that black people have contributed to the economy. Well, maybe we can take some of that back for ourselves and make something for ourselves. Because if not, trust me, we're going to be forced to anyway. Remember, you heard that on THEMOSHOW Chicago, where the execution of knowledge is POWER. I'm just saying. Hey, by the way, if you haven't checked out those other channels that I have, MOPOWERZ here on YOUTUBE, tomorrow we will be having the finale of the Black Man of the Now and his family. The finale is tomorrow, okay? Yeah. And for entertainment wise, go over to my other channel, THEMOSHOW Classics. All one word, no space, here on YOUTUBE. I'm sure that between these three channels, there's something that can have an interest, or that you will have an interest in. How about that? Sorry about that. You're going to find something interesting over there, especially if you're into wisdom, if you're into history. Go over to MOPOWERZ and listen to those audiobooks. Black Man of the Nile and His Family, Demonology of King James, As a Man Thinketh, The Fall of America, The Destruction of Black Civilization, From Babylon to Timbuktu, and so on and so on and so forth. So go feed yourself, okay? Go feed yourself. And yes, we got more coming up on this channel, the upload section, with We Got That Smoke. We'll have another episode of that up tomorrow. So be there, or it will be waiting on you when you get a chance to watch it tomorrow, okay? Hey, we're going to get out of here, but on our way getting out of here, it is my request to you. If you want to support me, I'm not asking for no money or anything like that. I'm not asking for contributions, charities, or donations. I just ask that you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button, and share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come into contact with. Why? Because it is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. Especially on why Donald Trump ain't got no black people in his cabinet. Now, is he being racist? I'm just saying, right? Hey, you make your own decision about that. Because I have my own decision. The fact about it, I don't have to make the decision. He already told you who he was. And when somebody tells you who they are, you better believe them. You better believe them. You better believe them. But I'm going to leave you all with this classic question, okay? And I'm talking about for the people that live in the hood, neighborhood, black community, whatever you want to call it, okay? Why is it that we as black people that live in urban areas have strangers coming into our neighborhood or our community and have us to get against the wall, have us to get against cars, have us to lay down on the ground? Why do we have strangers that come into our neighborhood and community to do something like that? You need to ask yourself that. 100. Which leads me back to black people being racist against each other. If you didn't get that, I'm going to say that one more time. Seeing that, we don't like the police and all of that stuff. Seeing that we say that we're not savages. Seeing that we say that we're civilized, even though we have our women all over social media shaking their ass like they on a slave auction block again. Why do we have strangers coming to our community where we live at and tell us to get against the wall, to get against the car, put your hands behind your back, lay down on the ground? Why is that? That's a question, not for the white people out there, but for people who look like me, seeing that we're not racist against our own selves and that we haven't become our worst enemy. I want you to answer that question for me. Thanks for viewing, you all. I'm just saying. Peace out. Thanks for viewing, you all. And never give up on your DREAMS.